Yeah, Barney. Hello everybody. Welcome to Secret Werewolf Game 2.0 Irish edition. We're back in the Sept of L Red Branch. You know, the training grounds are always actually more the sparring area. That's what the Fianna like to call it. Always a bit of a thing. Tarv is pounding various people into the ground, but it's not as vicious as it normally is. If people are milling about, and we are resetting the clocks because Samhain is upon us, and there are various festivals. There's various things. There's various delights that go around. You know, it is always a relaxing time at Samhain. No, not really. People are dressing up, people are not. The druids or the theurges, as you like to call them, are doing various things. But people, again, it's not as enjoyed as much because, well, let's be real. What's happened in Sept to the Red Branch, if you've been paying fucking attention, people are not relaxed. People are on the move. People are on the go. People are organized. This year, Samhain is markedly it's more quiet. However, while Maeve and Cara and Sean are probably doing various things, they can see the following two in the Tarv zone, which is this man, who is not the strategy he's doing is actually quite a bold one. He is compensating for Tarv's immense reach by getting under it and weaving under it. And it's surprisingly working. Tarv now is built for speed, yes, and a rune isn't a rune. But the Ragabash is forcing Tarv to overcompensate his swings, and meaning that while he's not exactly doing damage to Tarv, it's almost like he's beginning to tire Tarv out of rage. It's a clever tactic. It's a bold tactic because one false move and one false strike. Well, you know what happens. You will also see across from people, it's a pretty, I wouldn't say intense, like it's not raised voices, but it seems quite serious the way Gravel Walk, Fiona, and I wouldn't say they're talking to Angela, but they're like, Angela is there in the middle and talking. It's, again, the Wormfell gave orders about who's doing what. You can guess it's something to do with that, but it seems quite intense the way they're talking. And you will also see another member of the Wild Lords, which would be, although I don't have his picture up on screen, I will tell you who he is. It is, where are they now? You will see Nula. She is watching Fiac try to duck and weave and dodge, and she is not anxious, but she's kind of like, okay, he's managing it. Ooh, making those kind of faces.
Well, all right then. I imagine for her part, Maeve has probably paused mid-stride just to eyeball the fight because, I mean, Tarv do how he do. He do how he do every day of the week. Does it with love. Does it with passion. But, yeah, she's admittedly inquisitive. Everyone has their own tactics. Everyone has their own ways of trying to best Tarv at what he do. So yeah, I imagine she has like paused, not exactly like frozen mid-stride, but kind of just gravitated over to both watch the fight and, I mean, curiously glance around, see who's doing what, but it's distracted by just watching this particular tactic.
I mean, Cara is there watching the fight.
Sean sitting on a hay bale eating some pistachios watching this shit go down. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, it's going well. Let me just make a quick roll just to see how well it goes. I'll roll this for Fiac. He has a decent dice pool for his move. Not the greatest of rolls. I will roll for Tarv. he eventually gets caught, but it was a good try, good effort. It's just a Tarv. Maybe he underestimated the Metis' reserves because the Metis catches him right along the leg and Fiat just spins, and gets dunked into the side of the fence. But it's not a powerful hit. Maybe he hesitated at the last second to duck, and he just gets caught and then poof, down onto the ground. Not like badly wounded, but that's the fight done. That final swing, those Tarv swings, there's only so many of them you can take.
Yep, with the impact with the ground, the eyebrows kind of pop like, oh, just, oh. Lord knows with what she's been up to, Maeve is probably still she just clutches the pile of like papers and the little journal she's been taking notes in and all that, and just eases a little closer. Probably like nudging up beside Nula.
Nula is, she's sitting there pretty chill, pretty relaxed. She's kind of leaning against the fence. She does that, like, wince, like, that, just get Nula. Where are you now?
You knew that.
There you are. Yeah, Nula's just kind of does that ceremony, like, when Maeve plops beside her, she'll look over, he's getting better at it.
How long's he been at it?
Oh, he's been practicing ever since he made cleats.
I mean, it looked like it was working, at least until wins.
I mean, can't get everything right, so. Anyway, looks over at you. I take it you heard from the Wormfool.
Yeah. I feel like you really couldn't miss that. So, yeah.
Well, I'm assuming you're gonna get a team organized.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be us and Children of the Oak.
Something like that, yes.
Yep. Yeah. It's been trying to catch up with Seamus and find out literally everything.
You need to get your Agapash on the fucking ball. He's being a bit lazy.
There's like the kind of sheepish rub on the back of the head, and she's like, I really hope he found her because fuck.
Well, there are two teams, so I know Albert is wanting us to go with him, like me and I think Daniel. But I think he was asking us, but we said we would probably rendezvous with you. But I think I might go with Albert just to make sure that they have an extra theurge on hand.
Oh, might be a good idea, considering how wibbly wobbly everything got.
I think they're taking a different route to you anyway. You're searching the upper areas of the cliffs there, going down along where the kinfolk went missing. So different searches, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to change with them, She trying to give that like it's up to you. You know what I mean? You're that kind of you're the one. You know what I mean?
I mean, she figures what the Wormfoe said is what it is. So it's there's an idle shock. No, I mean, we were there, so I think we found and brought back as much as we could figure out when it happened. Another set of eyes is probably a good idea.
Sure, yeah. I know you're wanting to go see that woman.
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to do that? It kind of gives that kind of like searching, like, because my alpha is curious.
I was told they'd let me know as soon as she was stable enough for it.
We're kind of okay. She kind of gives this.
I mean, you can't very well ask questions to someone who's not really there.
No, but we were kind of, hoping. Never
I'll
mind.
go look. I'll go check it out.
She just gives a nod, like, "Yep." Well, from what I'm hearing, she's kind of a bit more aware. Small bit, nothing huge.
Bit of a nod. I'll go talk to her. I'll actually go ask about that as soon as I go put all this down.
Sure. Keep an eye out. I know Halloween is a bit of an odd time around here. Particularly with what we're seeing, obviously. I know we're going to do searches, but, just keep a superstition about you. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to, honor the dead and all that.
Oh,
Well, you're a theurge. You're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Kind of looks over, frowning at her. It's a very stern,
no,
fox
I
frown.
know. I hadn't thought about how it would
Well, you're a
out
theurge.
there complicate.
Look, I'm not going to say ghosts and ghouls and all that, but it's a sacred time for us.
It is.
Spirits and death and life and all that. You should be going around giving the blessings to the various things so the dead can walk around freely. They didn't do that in your sept? The Fianna,
There was not really, not big and openly. And if he did, he didn't teach me about it.
It sounds like a tool. Gets a little ruffle over little shortish red hair. Alright, I'm not going to chastise you for not knowing properly. Bless various spirits. Bless various things. Bless various shrines go to the grave of the fallen. Even go across the Umbra, talk to the dead spirits. Just do it for the day. Listen to their stories, their tales.
Okay.
Today is their day. Now, don't do it, obviously. Do your duties and shite. But she leans in. It's good karma.
All right.
Make it a point of, particularly say till the 5th of November.
Yeah.
It's not really chiminage, it's more respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I'll
And down the line, it might help. I'm not saying they'll do a favor for you, but you never know when you're going to need something.
You never do. Okay. Yeah. I'll get on it.
She just gives a smile, "Are you alright, Fia?" Can you just see the thumbs up, shoot up? She lean over the fence. She's wanting to talk to, Fia just stands up and gives a thumbs up to Tarv. Pleasure to as always, Tarv meowed flower, and Tarv just grumbles Tarv, pleasure. Tarv has pleasure knocking out. Yes.
No.
You kind of Tarv glares at Maeve for a bit, this kind of stare.
Admittedly, it's just kind of like the who.
You know when a wolf is just staring at you?
She doesn't backpedal. It's just oh. The internal monologue is like, why is he staring at me? It's probably even in the link. It's just like, why is he staring at me?
Well, you did deal him quite a blow.
Yeah, but he dealt me a couple back. Jeez. I
That
can't
kind
be
of
the
thing
one who's
affects
done the
people.
worst out of all the people here.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Either way, you left an impression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As fun as it would be to keep watching this, we have things to do.
Yeah. I need to check on the girl we brought back. She finally does, admittedly, probably without thinking, as the subject shifts, like flicks her gaze over to Sean instead. I need to check on the girl we brought back and do some extra bit of duties for Salin. Are either of you used to making offerings?
Not past what I have to do to learn gifts, for lack of a better term.
Oh. What about you, Kara? You grew up around, well, not here, but...
I couldn't lead a rite, but small offerings, yeah.
It's not the worst idea. And there's the graveyard. Is there any chance one of you could take these back for me so I can go check on her?
Yeah, no problem. Kara will hold her hand out.
And yeah, Maeve just hands over like the little stack of like papers, pencils, a notebook. She's been going a little ballistic and over prep with the stuff around the cliffs. So no surprise that it's things to the point where she has places where she has papers like taped together so that she can kind of map it, mark out different things, different colors, points of interest that different members of PAX have been able to tell her about, just as much as she could get, really. So you get like the armload of like what essentially amounts to school supplies.
Kara will look it over, and she'll look at the papers like a man. Huh. You're well prepared.
The cliffs get hard to navigate, especially at certain times, especially when the mist is thick. So knowing at least a little bit where things are and knowing our landmarks is kind of important. Besides, with everything that's going on, the fog might be a good thing. It's just blah, 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 books. Do you want to come, Sean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. And to remind me who has charge of the girl, it's...
The Nula and VX pack.
Okay.
The Wild Lord.
Yes, that is right.
Yeah. Yes.
The Wild Lords.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once she's passed everything off and kind of glanced over, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, she just nods. Come on, Fig. And he hops over the fence like poof. Takes that 1-2 step. She kind of looks around. So how many of you are coming?
I don't want to overwhelm her, but I thought I'd bring Sean.
She just gives a shrug. If your pack wants to come, I'm sure our pack will be discussing tactics based on what she's telling us. But she just kind of gives that like, hey, the rest of you can. It's kind of that shrug of like, we're not gonna, you just get the vibe that they don't really mind. She leans into Maeve. We have her by the beach anyway, so it's not like we're going to be all crowded and huddled around her like a truth circle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Jesus, what the fuck do you think this is? Shields Nagaya?
I don't know. I thought maybe she'd be in a recovery room or something.
Recovery room. Where?
I don't know.
Jesus, lady. Smirking at her.
Just like sheepishly keeps fucking with her hair, like, ugh. I made assumptions based on nothing but what I imagined. Why are you so mean? Ugh. Yeah, she'll ping Carla that she'll, she can meet them down this way. She'll give her an idea of where it is when they get closer. So she may want to hang a little back just in case the look of her is a bit of a shock.
Yeah, Carl will. She'll. Of course, I wouldn't want to startle the poor girl.
And yeah, with that, Maeve will be following. Just again, the sheepish smile the whole time. Like, I don't know, it made sense in my head. Ugh.
And Carl will. She'll drop the paperwork off. At the. It's going to the Wormfoes office, right?
What? No.
Or no, not.
No, she was just asking him to drop him off back at their place.
Yeah, she'll drop him off back at our place. I should have asked her. It was going first. Back at our little Pax place, and she'll head off to meet up with them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you start walking along for heading down past Brooks Rest. You go for a while. It's like about like late afternoonish by this point. The two, they kind of stride, very composed, very relaxed. You know, they're kind of just shouldering, bumping each other. It's very easy going sort of away. Where are we now? Let me just get the right image for you guys now, because Kara will recognize this place almost instantly. Come on, Minicam, don't be doing this to me. There we go. So you guys are walking up onto this.
Ooh.
You realize you are near the south gate, which is this is the manor in the Glen, which is the Mactaig Manor.
Yep.
Ew.
It's big.
Jermaine's been going and trying to make Beggy Eyes get all up in that library. Yeah. Well, follow toddling along. The age of the building never gets old, ever. Just ooh. So, glancing over to Nola, how's she been doing overall? Especially if she's more awake now.
It's hit or miss, really. We've kind of been doing day-to-day work. Have some dove spirits. I think they're coming to the end of the cycle, but they've been the ones mainly keeping her calm, you know? I tried to talk to some chimerical spirits of Chimera to try and ease some of the dreams. It's been hit or miss. She gives that kind of like wave of the hand.
Any particular things that have set her off worse than others?
She doesn't like enclosed spaces. That's why we have her out in the very back where she gets the view of the beach.
Mhm.
The cliffs, you know. Enclosed spaces, no. And we don't let her near any type of the classical church vibe.
That makes sense.
It's a very careful process.
Has she talked at all? Really?
One or two words. She talks. It's just we don't push the line of questioning. She's just a bit nervous of us, you know. She's all right with me and Fia 'cause she's a bit. Rory's great, but you know what I mean. He can be a bit daunting. He doesn't do it deliberately, you know. He gives that kind of the. It's just you know when a big person is told, you know.
Mhm.
But it's been very. She's very standoffish. So, Sonia's been a great help, kin wise. But again, I think she's. It's a bit hard. You gotta look over Fia. Fia could look back at the group. She's clearly wanting to speak to certain people. She asked for Maeve by name. We didn't want to say it in front of the entire set to panic people. The Wormfo knows, but we didn't want to panic you. But she's asked for you by name.
I didn't think she would have been awake enough to hear it.
We didn't think either, which is what has aroused the suspicions of our alpha, perhaps. She's clean. She's been tainted. She was being cleansed within an inch of her life, and from what Nula here has found out, and the true catcher has talked to her, she's not anything. There's nothing, you know, she's not going to fucking shank you or some shite. You know what I mean? You look over.
But it's okay.
But we think maybe at the time we interrupted something, and perhaps since your blood is, well, you're a MacFionn Maeve.
There's a head bobble.
Perhaps maybe they're trying to identify families with blood, and since yours is kind of gets at that wince like
Kind of, you know, little
a little bit
touch on the
important,
famous
just a little
site.
bit. I can imagine what they're doing is they're setting up target locks. We haven't seen this before. From all that we can identify, I wasn't alive when Guru when the rebellion happened, but from what we found in records, we've seen nothing like this before. It seems a new strategy.
Mhm. Okay. Oh, well, see what she says. I suppose. There's a little bit of the, like, you know, the nervous, like, you know, just picks up the one arm, rubs the other, just ooh. Any thoughts from any of the others?
In this case, no. Sean seems to know when to let others drive the boat. This is not a matter of direct combat. And Maeve doesn't seem to be falling on her face here, so his faith is very obviously in you.
No. Well, okay. Anything from Kara?
I mean, the closer they get to the manor, the more Kara, her demeanor changes. She walks more upright. She takes time to rearrange her hair so it's not covering the scarred side of her face and neck at all. She stands up a little straighter, more confidently, like one would expect from a Mektaig.
Well, okay. And on we go.
Then you eventually come in, and you'll see the various trippings and trappings of the Magtag place. You actually come into one of the back rooms. Essentially, you're not going into the main element where everybody usually is. You head into one of the side buildings, and you head into a place like this. Nuala will sit down on one of the benches, and Fiach will jog upstairs. And, we're all sitting there, and by the time you do sit there, a small, meek little woman comes downstairs with Fiach.
Aw.
And Fiach will say, Jane, this is Maeve, this is Cara, and this is Sean. And the woman kind of, you notice she does kind of cling to Fiach's arm, kind of very protectively. You know what I mean? It's that kind of, you can tell who've been the primary people that have been interacting, aside from like the other like more experienced theorists. It's mainly been Nuala and Fiach probably.
Aw. Yeah, she turns around and, just a passive look as she's brought into sight. And when her name is said, the hand comes up and she does a little wave. Hi, Jane. It's good to see you awake.
It's just because it's kind of slow, like, hi.
You doing okay?
Fine. And you can see the point where they've placed a bandage like at the side of the head, and you can see the point where the hair is starting to slowly, like she's got that kind of shaved head, where the little bits of stubble are starting to grow back. So part of her hairline is missing, from where where the cut obviously was in.
You're looking a lot better. I'm glad.
You notice she kind of still clings onto Fiach. She keeps, doesn't keep eye contact with any of you. That's the first thing you do notice. She seems particularly apprehensive of Cara, maybe because of the way Cara looks. Because let's be real, Cara does not exactly look pleasant. You know what I mean? It's not like she's immediately hostile, but you notice she's trying to keep to the side where she doesn't have to look at Cara for a long amount of time by using Fiach's body as a natural shield. You know what I mean? It's not like she's jumping in fright. It's more like that is very unpleasant for her to look like, and I'm just going to stay behind this man.
And now that Kara's saying, okay, and she's having a visible reaction to this, she'll shake her hair so it does kind of cover her face a little, even put up her hood, just trying to help her be a little bit more comfortable.
To be fair to Nuala, does kind of look over Cara. I'll get to let Sean react in a second, but Nuala will look over Cara kind of sympathetically, and she'll lean over towards her. She was having kind of the same reaction with Rory. Anyone with any kind of distinctness, you know what I mean? Don't take it personally. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just...
She's a bit meek at the minute, so just take it slow.
Yeah.
She gives that kind of to be fair to Nuala, she kind of gives you that little squeeze on the shoulder, that kind of supportive, smile. You know what I mean?
Cara will put her hand over Nuala's and give it a little squeeze back. I'm just... She's here. She's okay. I just don't want to make her uncomfortable.
Oh no. She gives us the smiles. What's Sean doing? What's big bad Sean doing?
Sean, who I think we all remember how Seamus's girlfriend reacted to the fact that, well, it doesn't reflect in the pictures I use. We all know canonically half of Sean's face is ruined. thanks to Sasha. So with this happening now, Sean doesn't do
Your
anything.
face is. I'll put it like that. Your face is nowhere near as bad as poor Kara's.
No,
I'll put it like
absolutely
that.
not. But he will just kind of put his head half on his palm, which should effectively hide most of scarring. It does make him look like a fucking broody asshole, but at least it hides the scarring without calling too much attention to himself.
Yeah, and to be fair to the poor thing, she kind of peeks her head out at like you, but still kind of remains just at the edge of Fiac's arm. But she kind of just peeks her head out, and gives this polite little meek fawn like bob. And Fiac, to his credit, be like, "All right, Jane, Maeve is here. This is Maeve Mafion." You see Jane's eyes kind of poof, you know what I mean? They kind of open a bit.
Yeah, there's just, let's face it, Maeve is not trying to act up the part of being big and important, especially not when she's obviously a little put off by it. So, it's just, again, the little Maeve. That's me.
Do you want to go outside? She just does a little like meek nod, like yeah. Fiac will kind of point at Maeve and gesture, like go that way. You know what I mean?
Yep. She'll get up, and to her credit, she makes a point of doing it, slowly, delicately. It's not she doesn't stomp off and stomp out. She eases up and just goes to wisp out wherever she's gestured to.
Oh, you see, Jane makes her way to the little small side room that has like it again. It's a window of the ocean. She's not out in the ocean. She's not near it. It's just a window. You know what I mean? That she just sits down beside. She seems a bit more content. It's a nice little room. It's a little side bedroom, and I will get to Maeve and Jane in 1 second. But the other two turn back, and Fiac just rubs his face. As he closes the door very gently. But like you both see it, he just rubs his face. Like the Fianna is like that's one of his tribe's kinfolk being reduced to that. So you can see it bothers the Ragabash.
Keep an eye on him, but this is his house, man. Like,
Oh no, he doesn't look like he's about to flip out. It's just like it's hard not to feel bothered by shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, there's no reason to create a bother about it. At this point, we are in somebody else's territory from multiple angles. This is somebody else's place. It is by no means Sean's to bother after Fiacc, especially in this situation.
You just see Nuala kind of leaning forward, rubbing her face, like she's the first ever recorded survivor of any of the Red Stacks pack or followers. Like, in terms of captured, tortured, she's the first ever survivor we've ever gotten.
That's quite a miracle, then.
Well,
Isn't it?
you're the guys. You're the people who went and got her. So you and I believe it was what's his name, the Ragabash and the fella from the Primal.
Yeah.
All right, lay it out. Fiacc will sit down, kind of. Nuala gives him the pat, supporting his shoulder, and gives him kind of just a small little rub on his bicep. Fiacc will just say, "She's mentioned one thing and one thing only: an altar." She says, "If you go out into the fog and you go up the hills, you'll find the altar of which she was made." That's all she said about it before she had a freak out. That's as close as we've ever gotten about anything.
Kara will look at Sean. Was there an altar in the room she was in?
It was a church. There were a lot of altars. The fog. This is troubling to me.
You see, Nuala will go, yes, but I don't believe what happened at the village is connected because She'll lean over. There's a lot of fogland here. And what happened at the beach has been primarily happening at the docks. Not at the docks, at the coast. She's talking about going inland. Out into the real, where the monoliths are.
Okay.
One of the things of the Red Stag revolt was that they woke the dead, like corrupted dead spirits.
I thought that was one of the harder spirits to pull away from its purpose.
Well, the worm is death. That was pulled away from its purpose. Decay. That was pulled away from its purpose. You can imagine with a fanatical enough following and a very skilled following that fell. You can imagine what they'd be capable of.
It's hard to say, but if they thought that there was a use in something they'd used before inland, I can't help but wonder if this would fit.
Vehicle just look around. Another thing she mentioned, and we found it in her system. Some sort of, I wouldn't say poison. It was some sort of toxin. Black.
We've seen a lot of that.
Did you find any injection marks on her?
Not at the back of her neck.
That,
And at the side. Do you know where the bandage is on the side of her head?
yeah,
There.
there too.
From what Danny the Glasswalker said, because we asked his opinion, they went right into the neural passageway or something. Fucks with the nerves.
Typhon Shadow had a body a while ago that had injection marks.
Not.
It seemed like whatever they put in was meant to act on the brain. Maybe make people see things that weren't there. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It's just conjecture based on
Well, we should talk to Typhoon Shadow then, but
some of my own experiences.
Nuala will lean over. I would say, from a medical standpoint, I'm not the most skilled medicine-wise, but if they can inject taint and affect taint, it means they can alter function. The nerves and the brain passageway are complicated, so I imagine they were preparing her for something.
What?
Considering that she was the very first name that she ever spoke was your Theurge's name, we have a bit of a theory.
Go on.
Fiek said target locking. Right? Imagine you could trigger someone to go for something specific. She's a Fianna kinfolk. You wander her out there wandering. You're Theurge, Maeve. She's a sweet girl. And I imagine she and that girl there is the perfect bait.
So, like, either going after a specific person or specific type of person.
Vehicle just nod. Seems to be the case. Maybe now, this is just hyperjecture here, you know. Typhoon Shadow would be a good person to ask as well for the opinion on that. But from what we can see, she looked like she was being molded. Now we've stopped it. She's clean. True Catchers even came in here and done his best to examine her, along with the Right Master. And she's, they give the 100%. There is no doubt this girl is clean. You know what I mean?
I wonder if it was probably two substances then. Because if they were going to inject something that would eat away at her mind directly, she'll tap her head. That seems like it might, I don't know, make things go faster.
Perhaps they hadn't finished.
Maybe. Maybe they were trying to speed things along.
Maybe. Or maybe you interrupted something and they didn't get to try.
Could be. It could be they just tried to speed things up because we interrupted them.
They had guardians, safeguards. We overwhelmed them.
Kara will nod.
Honestly, given how remote and forgotten that place was, they probably didn't even expect anyone of note to show up. Our patrols don't range that far.
True. Most people have a superstition of the places they use. They've been cleansed, but most people don't go near them.
What was there would be enough to kill an unwary Ragabash or even a small party of human curiosity seekers.
Almost got me. I saw things nobody else did. But I have a good pack. It kept me from going off on my own. And she'll look at Sean. And she says that.
Point being, the likelihood that we just interrupted something is high.
Which means that they're going to be a bit more secretive. But if we can glean some information on possibly where this altar is, we might have maybe a way of understanding a few things.
We might. Though the fact remains that as long as they have a stronghold to flaunt at us, they will feel very secure.
Did the Wormful not tell you?
I'm pretty low on priorities.
He leans in. They broke out. Or more.
What?
We went to check. And we found nothing.
That whole complex, that whole place.
We haven't gone deep. But by the looks of things, there has been no activity since. It's like they went even deeper, Sean. Maybe even used a separate set of tunnel work.
Do you think they dug themselves out?
Do you want to know what I really think, Sean? I think they've been
Yeah.
planning this for this length of time.
And they wouldn't pin everything on a siege.
It's almost like it's too... Sasha found something apparently in a separate tunnel work. Now, we haven't gone down it. We've boarded it up, actually. Because one by one, we'd have to go in. And it's pitch black.
Not going directly in is wise. I'm not saying we don't hunt them, but
No. We're going to have to pick and choose. From what we theorized, and this is where your pack's probably going to have to come in very well, they're picking places out in the countryside. They probably have them.
they've been desperate to avoid open fights with us.
I know. That's what's concerning me.
every time it's been in a tunnel or a building or someplace where they have control.
With
We
half of
have-
us poisoned out of our skulls.
And with most of the set prioritizing missing kinfolk.
If
Which I can't blame them for. Those things in
Oh,
those
no.
fog are not a joke.
Oh no, again, I'm not blaming them, but we have a window, and we need to make sure that we keep on them, or we'll lose that window.
Yeah.
it would be nice if we could get a sample of whatever it is they're using, and you find some
Nice.
way to counteract it.
Be nice if we could just meet them on a damn field.
We'd have to draw them out for that.
You watch Sean kind of making a big angry version of Kitty Biscuits on the table. His knuckles popping slightly. The Arun is frustrated.
Well, we'll see how your friend's getting on. She might gleam us something. So, Maeve.
Yes.
Yeah, this little lady sits. Again, she's not quiet or meek. She kind of wrings her hands a bit.
Yeah, and Maeve will come along and let her set whatever pace or distance, and kind of as she sets, we'll come over and just say, "Is that okay if I sit here with you?"
She gives a nod.
Then just go ahead and fold herself down into the other seat. And actually, how close are the seats?
I'd say there's the bed that she's sitting on, and there's a small table with writing stuff.
Mhm.
And there's it's like a thing. It's not hard.
No, yeah, she'll pull it out and around. I heard you ask for me.
You're Maeve McFionn.
Mhm.
I was told to know your name. I was told to know your name.
What do you mean?
You're Maeve McFionn.
Is there anything else that you were supposed to say or do?
She kind of stares at you, kind of a bit confused, a bit dumbfounded.
She thinks about it for a second. Finally, just kind of gently offers a hand out in the space between them.
She kind of stares at it.
I don't know. It seemed almost polite to at least shake your hand if you asked for me by name.
Yes. Name.
What's your name? I assume she just gets silence.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you had to know?
Your name.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
I will roll her willpower. Blessedly, it is not a lot. You watch her lips start to wobble a bit.
You don't have to do anything. This is your space now. You can talk to me, or we can just sit if you like. Is there anything you wanted to do? Or she kind of glanced over at the desk. Maybe you could write if it's hard to talk.
I don't know how to spell your name. They said I have to know your name, write your name, see your name.
Will it make you feel better? I could show you. Do you want me to show you how to write my name?
That annoys me. It's like she's kind of struggling with the words.
Would it be easier, maybe? Could nod or shake your head?
Yes, name.
Okay, here, I'll show you. She'll reach over, like, check the desk. See if she can find a bit of paper, find something to write with. And if she can succeed in that, she'll just gingerly, slowly, just in case she spooks, but we'll kind of roll over so that she can watch over her shoulder. And we'll essentially turn the shoulder to her so she can, see right side up, and we'll just write her name on the page.
I rolled way too wrong there. Oh, look at that. A success. Let me just get the theme music.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Do you write your name, Maeve MacFionn?
I do. I'm just going to open a tab, cry.
You will reach over, take the pencil. Is it pen or pencil?
Honestly, whichever she could find.
Oh, fuck it, we'll say pencil. More thematic.
She will keep an eye when she takes it because the poor girl's unstable and she might have to snag her hand.
She writes where your name is and she goes, I must find, and then spells out Maeve MacFionn. And then she cards the I must find again and again to the point where you hear the of the, like, it only stops because
I assume her hand is tense enough or shaky enough that it just finally cracks.
finally snaps after about like 7 times.
Oh, okay. And she will try to just very gingerly pluck the pencil back because let's not give her anything pointy. Okay, you found me. I'm right here. I'm Maeve MacFionn, and I'm right here.
Do you look at how it's written at all, with the writing?
She is. I mean, let's face it. She's watching the writing process as it's happening, especially like once it's the first time. She's like, "Oh, okay, we're satisfying something," and then as it continues time after time, yep, it's just kind of, oh. But yeah,
Shaky. Very shaky. Except her hand kind of tremors, and eventually what you see is it's a light signature at first, but by the time it gets to the 7th, that's what breaks it. Like it punctured a hole in the page.
okay. Looking, once she's got the pencil back, she will look back at her face.
So I'll be creeped out.
Uh-huh.
I'll put it like this.
Oh,
She was looking at you the entire time she was riding. Did not blink, just stared at you the entire time.
all right. Just like, oh. Okay. I'm right here. And now? She, if she is that close.
So I wouldn't say she leaned up close, but just has not taken her eyes off you and is just staring as if she's drinking you in.
Who are you?
I must find Maeve MacFionn. Maeve MacFionn. Maeve MacFionn.
And
Maeve
once you
MacFionn must be found so she can go to the altar.
go to the altar?
Nod. Finally, you're relieved, like, oh, yes, yes. You can go to the altar now.
How am I supposed to get there?
You know the way.
And what about you?
There's like a stare.
What happens when I get there?
You'll meet the queen.
Is she the one who asked you to find me?
Her head starts just like, you know what I mean? When you're swallowing and then opening and then swallowing and then opening. You know what I mean? Like,
Whoa, it's okay. It's okay.
must meet the queen so you can
So I can.
give away their blood to get rid of the curse.
Curse.
The curse. The blood is sacred, you know.
I do. I do.
She grabs you almost conspiratorially. Not like she's about to attack you or anything, but it's like this hush, you know, like, oh, they'll hear. Oh, oh.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen.
No,
Yes.
no. I've seen.
What did you see?
That's why I had to find Maeve MacFionn. Because I've seen it.
Could you tell me what you saw?
No.
Can't even whisper.
No.
Okay. Can you tell me about the curse? And how Maeve MacFionn's blood.
Oh,
Very good.
highborn blood. She drinks it. Not for her, for nourishment, for power. So she can dance the corruption, you see. That's what she said. I don't understand. I'm just meat.
I'm gonna give you guys there's that little just like that skin crawly sensation. Nothing, not real alarm, just
Ugh.
You both get basically Maeve gets the heebie-jeebies so hard that you guys get the heebie-jeebies too. Okay. But how will that break the curse if it's just feeding it?
Because you become one. And set this place back to the beginning.
Send it back?
Cool. Yes, send it back. She closes her eyes as if there's like pressure on her head. Like someone's like, you know when someone pushes in on your like at the side of your head, you know what I mean?
Okay. Then what does she want to do that she needs to send us all back?
And you have to dance. Hand in hand. In the blood.
Is that how she sends us back?
No, you dance in the corruption. And you reform.
Oh. What do we reform into?
Remnant. Some are made through blood. Others are made through fire. That's how they made my father. And my mother. And my brothers. And my sisters. Fire.
Do you remember their names?
Only Maeve MacFionn.
Okay. Only one name. How did you escape the fire?
I didn't escape it.
Were you born again too?
No.
Why not?
No, I was not born again. I must find Maeve MacFionn.
Is that why? So you could find Maeve?
They never. I must find Maeve MacFionn.
What will they do when you find her? And she is like, she's searching this poor girl's eyes, like trying to look for any signs when she's backsliding, when she's making progress, when she's getting reactions, just trying so
It's a
hard to
mixed-
read her.
It's a mixed bag. Sometimes you get good points, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it leaves you the answer Why do you think? You know what? Maybe that made progress. That's an answer you really don't want to hear. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, the frightening thing is, some elements of her mind are that fucked with. Feel free to, fill in the others if you want to have a bit of a conversation about it.
Yeah, she will keep watching and ask again to see if she'll get an answer. And in fact, if she gets silence the first time, we'll finally reach out to lightly just touch maybe the back of one of her hands.
Perception investigation.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't like it. Admittedly, I haven't liked any of it, but that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna roll the thing. Ooh,
how much?
that was wow. 3 out of 4, a 10, a 9, and a 9.
Nice. Nice. That is actually the required number of successes you need. It's an eerie thing to be stared at the way she does. And when you roll up her sleeves, you see it, the little eerie mark.
What mark?
It's a burn mark
Oh
on her
boy.
wrist. It looks... Wow. You remember all the paintings of the red stag that you saw with the symbol of the stag? The way it kind of... Yeah, there it is.
Is it... What kind of state is it in? Is it like unusually hot in the moment? Is it something that's a fresh healing thing, kind of like the rest of her current
It
injuries?
looks like
Is
it looks like
long
it's
healed?
it looks like it's... I would say with the burn wise, it looks like it's probably like the rest, like the marks. The marks that you saw with, they're slowly healing. I would say out of all of them, it's probably the most healed. And the way she's been tugging at herself, it could be something that easily Nula could have missed. You know what I mean? But you highly doubt the rest of them would have missed it. You know what I mean? But it's there. You know what I mean? In fact, sorry, no. I actually fucked up. I fucked up my description of where it is. When you, because this is something they did miss. When you were reaching through and you see it, the way she lifts herself up, it is under the armpit. Because of the t-shirt she's wearing, you actually catch it by the position it's in.
Oh,
That was a fuck up on my part. I apologize.
that is okay.
I misread my notes.
Yeah, she just gently touches the back of the hand. She takes note, and while she will speak aloud in all of half a second, she'll flip through to the others. There's a lot she's saying, and I'll tell you all of it in a bit, but ask Nula if she knows about the brand under her arm.
Under her armpit, Katie. Armpit.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Underarm,
Okay.
armpit.
Okay.
Nula,
Hmm?
did you know this girl had a brand under her armpit?
Like an eye arrow? What?
Maeve sees it.
No, I didn't know that. Is it fresh?
And assuming they're asking back through,
Yes.
It looks like it's maybe a little bit older than the rest of her injuries. It's a little more healed. It looks like the stag. Looks like the red stag.
Kara will stand up. She says it looks older than some of her other injuries, and it looks like the red stag.
You know, when you stand up, they both kind of look at you, kind of like even Fia kind of gets this raised eyebrow. Like, what way do you stand up? Are you standing up at the I have detected heresy stand? Is this what I'm just so I'm gleaming an understanding?
I mean, it's more or less. Yeah, it's like she stands up quickly. She's got her hands on the table. She looks like she's ready to go off and get Maeve.
Hang on, I'll get the music. There we go. You know when suddenly, like, Fiac and Sean are probably like conspiratorially, and then suddenly Kara, boom, up the riot stand. Fiac could kind of look over. Nola, what the fuck's going on? There's a brand under her arm, and under the armpit. Fiac's like, fuck. You need to kind of look over at Kara then. I don't know what Sean's doing with... Fiac kind of has this look at Kara like, oh.
Hey, Kara bolts up and Sean just slowly looks over like... It's so strange because it's almost like the beginning of the way that Cathal MacTaig looks at Rory sometimes. He's not there yet, but the wisps are starting to form.
Someone needs to get the truth catcher, and we need to get Maeve away from her.
Fiac kind of raises an eyebrow. What are you saying? The true catcher's wrong again?
He didn't know about this.
But
he didn't know.
Did we check her for? Didn't they check her for taints? Wouldn't have that popped?
Maybe it's still a brand. It's still
Yes.
some mark on her that makes her theirs, and Maeve is too close.
Kara.
Okay, roll rage for Fiac.
Yeah. It was too late.
I will. I'll just see how Nula is doing because she's only at there. Oh my, oh my. Ironically, because I have the MacTaig music playing, and this is the Wild Lords theme song. So fuck. Okay, shit. So when you go, it makes her theirs. There is like, I'll put like this, Sean. You've seen deers and stags and all that in the.
There's plenty of them in the area.
Yeah, it's been a recent thing since you've come over from like New York, and you will see New York too. But it's even more so among the Fianna. It's a very different thing to the Get. The way the Fianna are, they're very different people. They don't buck. They don't like fist fight. It's the way some of them act. It's like you can literally imagine them as these big antlered things getting ready to do like ram people and shit. It's the way the Nula gets out of the chair. You know what I mean? She doesn't like lunge over and attack her. No, God, no. It's just the way she moves. Like Fiac, to credit to Fiac, he handles it a bit better. You know what I mean? Now, granted, he is the closest maybe to frenzying, but it's the way he composes himself. He pushes himself away from everybody. You know what I mean? As an Arun, you probably experience like he's doing the smartest thing, which is I am taking a couple of steps back. You know what I mean? So in case I do kick off, Sean can catch me before I kick off. You know what I mean? It's a very Rakabash sort of way of handling their rage. You know what I mean? Whereas Nula just kind of shoots up into the fucking, like, you know what I mean? She'd be like a bottle rocket in a second. You know what I mean? That's someone who's maybe not as used to having to deal with rage as quickly.
Sean gets up and puts his big meaty paw on the top of Kara's sternum. Like he is not honking her boob. This is above the boob zone and in the cartilage canyon. And you just see him just start walking in the opposite direction from which Kara is standing until they run out of fucking floor to have, and Kara is just pinned to a wall. You stay there. No more from you today.
Sean.
And no more from you today. This is their house, but I have a fist. Are we understood?
Yes, Raya.
And he slowly swivels around. It's so fun the way he kind of turns on the ball of his foot. It would almost be fun if there were different circumstances. And faces the other two. Forgive us. She's passionate.
News like cuts herself off, like it's that, you know what I mean? She's that, whoo, you know what I mean? And vehicle. I'll put it like this: out of the two, surprisingly, Fiac is the calmest. Maybe it's the Ragabash way of dealing with things. Nuala looks like she's about to literally turn into a fucking tomato. She's that fucking red. Fiac is like, yeah, yep. Kind of reaches over, puts his arms around Nuala very protectively, like, okay, I'm just going to hold on to you because this is comforting, and also you don't fly over the fucking table and get knocked out by Sean, because let's face it, Nuala, you're not the strongest, person in the planet. But here, come here, stay there. She's not theirs. That's all Felix says. Very just matter-of-factly, very just straightforward.
I agree.
And we're fine. We know that. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, we're fine, Sean, right? We're fine. Looks at him like we're fine. Kind of just a gesture at this little angry stare. She's like vibrating angrily. Like, come on, man, help me out here. Do you know what I mean?
Sean continues wooden because Fiac, he's a Ragabash. He's got this great handle on his rage. You can put some charisma in it. Whereas Sean, Fiac's just watching someone ratchet their rage down like it's a fucking box on a pallet.
Sean replies in the Terminator voice, I am fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's basically what's happening.
He was like, yeah, no, fine, absolutely, fucking. She's like, fine, fine. Fiac's like, go on, honey, go out to Rory. Go on. Kind of gives her a little shove. I'll keep an eye on it. Go on. Go on. And, with some encouragement from Terminator and Fiac, Nuala is put outside to go talk to Rory, who will calm her down. Before we go back to Maeve, are the rest of you doing anything?
Kara will. She watches Nuala go, and she'll just put through the pack link to Sean. I apologize.
We will save that for when people are in a mood to hear it. But continue working on your apology. So, Fiac.
So, Sean.
As far as everybody knows, there wasn't any taints.
True Capture's done it. Right Master's done it. Nuala's done it. I think they've all participated in at least 2 talks and at least 5 cleansings. 5? No, you could do 5 back to... Look, the poor girl nearly fucking failed. We nearly lost her.
I'm satisfied. It's concerning that they did such a horrible thing to her.
Branding's not uncommon with them.
There you go.
Unfortunately, most of the brands are on the dead. From what Rory tells me. Maybe they paid no mind to it because it's something they've seen before. I don't fucking know.
Maybe. It's an important thing for us to know, but as far as we know, she's as safe as she can be.
Oh yeah, no, she is cleaned. Nula will talk to Rory, and Rory will come. He won't raise a fuss.
I trust that.
Oh no, if he was angry, he just kind of looks at the door. Do you know what
I mean, yeah, like they both do. I have known him when he was annoyed. I can use my imagination.
It's a. I hope it's vivid because. Woo, woo.
Very.
Because that's
He's
a
quite
little
handsome.
cough.
Anyway,
Let's just, you know, sit down. Maybe that might be the best thing.
yeah. Maybe people. Is there like any type of food on the table?
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah. Oh yeah, full.
He just grabs a bread roll like this will be the cover for my awkwardness. Blah.
Starts eating, angrily eating. Like, yum, 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 yum. He just pretty much does the same thing. Just.
This is how we avoid conversation in an upset Irish household.
We just angrily eat. But we, as you know, the Fianna try to cope by stress eating. We return to well, Maeve.
Oh boy.
Hello there.
Hey, hello. So there was the point that as she reached out and touched her hand, Maeve asked again, and what about you? What happens to you once you've found me and seen me?
And they opened the brand.
What?
They opened the brand on my skin.
What happens when they open the brand?
I bleed.
There's a flit of a glance towards her, her side.
I bleed. And I become the feast of the queen.
Sort of glancing at her side, is there blood on her shirt?
No. These are not the clothes you found her in.
It's more that she's checking to make sure it's not literally doing that as they speak.
No, God, no. Too healed.
All right.
And plus, it's being cleansed. It's been Adam cleansed. I'll put it like that.
It has, but Maeve is scared, okay? These
No.
guys do weird things, and she is scared to death that she's going to say something and this girl's going to suddenly arterially bleed to death.
No. You get the impression, maybe if you had found her like that, you might have. Little hint. I'll give you that for free.
Is your name really Jane? I know you can't say it, but could you not? Or shake your head?
Shakes her head. Jane. Call me Jane. Jane.
Do you like Jane?
Jane Doe.
Is there a name you would like better?
Maeve MacFionn. That means Maeve MacFionn will live. Maeve MacFionn is alive. Maeve MacFionn will live as a remnant. Jane is a feast.
We would never let you be a feast. I know that you think, you believe right now that that's all you're worth, but it's not true.
Charisma leadership.
Aww.
Plus your pure breed.
Aww.
What?
My heart heart.
What?
Oh. God bless you, pure breed.
Yeah, use your crutch.
I need this crutch, okay? It's 3 successes.
All right. She kind of nods. Feek said you were. Feek said you were good. Good.
Try very hard to be good. Your family. Even if it is, whether it is distant or close, it doesn't matter. You're important. You matter. You matter to Fiuk. You matter to Nula. You matter to me. You'll never be a feast. You'll be here. You'll be family. You'll be all right.
Weak little nod. And again, pure breed wise, I'll give it to you because you've been in a room an extended amount of time. She's got about pure breed 3. Fianna. She's definitely a Fianna kin. 100% Fianna.
And I think it will be one of the happiest days for me when you can finally tell me your name again. I know it's hard. It's okay if it takes time, but I'll be so happy the day I can know your name. Just lays her hand on the back of hers. And again, just kind of searching her face, looking to see like how much breakthrough she's getting.
You
Like, it's
reckon
very
you've made-
hopeful.
You've reckoned you have made actually good progress with that because it's just the way she seems content with it.
It's finally a soft smile. Would you like to stay in here? Do you want to see Fiuk again? Are you okay?
Points at the sea. It's like a dream.
She does look over towards the window.
It's a beautiful view.
It is. I grew up in a place that was very close to the ocean, but it was never as beautiful as it is here. And she will sit with her and be looking out the window and finally start feeding things back into the link. Just with that point that she doesn't need to focus as hard on trying to talk. I mean, she can talk more cleanly in the link and just calmly sit with the girl. Because poor Jane. Okay. She says that she was told to find me and to see me and to know my name. And that I'm supposed to go to the altar so that I can meet the queen. And I guess so that she can consume my blood and become a remnant. And she said break the curse, but it doesn't sound like it would break anything. She said the queen wants to take everything back. I don't know. It is so, and maybe she wants to bring him back. I asked her
Well,
where the altar was,
really
but
disturbing.
she says, I know already where it is.
One thinks we were meant to come across her.
Well, that or I guess she was meant to come across us sooner or later.
We very obviously interrupted something. I just have a hard time reckoning what.
I'm just glad she's cleansed. Apparently, when she saw me, when she, I guess, said whatever she was meant to say, that Branda found it was supposed to open up, bleed her out.
Then we most definitely interrupted something.
I think so.
This is good.
It is.
It is somewhat disturbing that you have become the current target for obsession.
It's this queen obsessed with blood, and I mean, what do people hold the most precious when it comes to bloodline? It's all about whose family you are and how long your bloodline goes.
And profaning a member of the royal family.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Think about it.
She
They've almost never tried to kill me. They keep just trying to drag me away.
and she hasn't tried to hurt you or get you to leave anywhere with her.
Oh.
The girl.
Oh. No, she can barely speak for herself. She's just talking, and now she's just looking out the window. She likes looking at the ocean. I think she'll be okay. It'll take time, but I think she'll be okay.
Okay.
Oh, like I said, she said I'm supposed to know where the altar is. Why would she have to lead me there?
That would make it someplace we've been before.
Someplace I've been. Or heard of. You guys should tell Nula and Fyuk. I did talk to her. I did. Part of all of it is that they told her she had to do this and then she'd be effectively a feast for the scavengers. She would bleed out and that's all she would ever be. I think I got through to her a little. I think she believes that this isn't just something that ends terribly. And now she's watching the water.
Sean will turn to Fiak, who is still in the room. So, Maeve has discovered a few things.
Like,
Originally speaking, Jane was supposed to find Maeve. Under what circumstances, I know not. And tell her to go to an altar. We haven't quite figured out what that means, but there seems to have been some presumption that Maeve would know. Maeve herself isn't 100% sure. Upon delivering this message, what was originally meant for Jane was that she would bleed to death from the brand that has been discovered. We have obviously interrupted that, considering that she is still alive. They apparently want to exsanguinate and convert Maeve They're very, very interested in her blood.
Goes for most of the other people, highborn families too.
Yeah, that fits the bill. So, from what I can tell from all of this, we definitely got the jump on them on whatever this plan was. But I don't think it's going to slow them down all that much.
No, but
We saved a kin.
we did. That's the first survivor we've ever had.
And
I'll put it like
we
this,
did
Sean.
it.
Even a young member of a family, the McCarthy family,
Yeah.
for them, that kinfolk being the first survivor of the Red Stag, any form of the Red Stag revolt, rebellion, or subsequent aftermath, you can see the effect that has on him. Just him alone. Imagine what will that do for the likes of Rory McTighe, even Cathal McTighe.
Hey, you helped do that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'd be proud.
Oh no, I am. It's just shock,
Yeah, I'm still processing it.
See if she can maybe push about this altar gently, but see if she can get any more out of her. If Maeve thinks it's wise. Otherwise, we best bring this to Rory.
I got the implication from the way she was talking that she's done her best. Right now, Jane's just looking at the ocean. It might be that way for a while.
Yeah, if whatever Maeve wants,
And Sean will focus. Direct his voice to the link. Maeve,
Mm-hmm.
were you able to get much about this altar deal?
I admittedly didn't really push. I wasn't sure what would happen, but I could try.
As long as you don't think it'll hurt her.
I'll try gently. If it looks like it's going bad, I'll get her looking at the ocean again, I guess.
Okay.
Whew. So, where Maeve has her hand on top of Jane's, she'll give just a gentle little squeeze to get her attention. Jane,
just like a slow turn. Still freaks you out, man. That's slow, like. You know what I mean?
oh Jesus. I think I'm confused and you told me you delivered the message. You're done. But you said that I have to go to the altar. Maeve McFionn needs to go to the altar and that she would know where it is. But I don't know for sure where that is.
Charisma. Expression.
Oh, son of a bitch. I fucking...
We're hiding your clutch of pure breed. Actually, no. Charisma empathy.
Oh, okay.
I think charisma empathy is a more suited thing to
I
this.
think it makes sense. There's a lot of times
Charisma,
I feel like
caring
empathy
about other
makes
people's
sense.
feelings.
Charisma niceness. Roll it.
Charisma niceness. It's a good pool. Let's see if it screws me.
And don't forget your pure beard.
Exactly. Oh,
Don't forget
notable
the-
heritage. Woo! It's a lot of successes. I forgot about the
Turn-
extra thing. 1, 2, 3,
Turns.
4.
You got successes. I'll put it like that. Maeve Macfion must walk along the bells. She'll hear them. Ringing upon the empty castle wall of the broken altars. The broken wall. You just have to go.
To the broken, empty castle wall and follow the bells.
You have to go past the foreman's tower and keep walking. Walking. And then you'll finally find his tower. His tower. She winces.
And gives, again, it's a gentle little squeeze, just hoping that it serves as an anchor, kind of
His
distracts from whatever it is.
tower. Perception alertness.
Okay. 3.
Well then, where is her hand going, I wonder?
That is a real good question. Where is her hand going?
It's not the hand with, it's the other one. It's reaching across very slowly, and the nails are beginning to slowly reach up towards the ribs, slowly, carefully, as if she's just on autopilot.
And Maeve will just honestly probably lift the hand that's been laying on the back of hers because it's the closer of the two. And just kind of gently not grab her hand, not put it over the ribs, but kind of put it up in the way. So that should she keep reaching, she'll eventually just put her hand in Maeve's and then she will gently try to hold it.
Roll me your strength.
Oh, this just got real.
Yes, pure strength, nothing else. I know you've buffed it.
Oh, thank God. I got 2 successes on 2 dice. That's the best
But-
I can ask for.
By the way, Heather, you're still in Discord.
Oh, thank you.
She bucks. She jerks.
Is she just
Panicked.
trying to...
Panicked. Very panicked.
Oh, no. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. It's okay. She's trying very carefully, and it's one of those things where if she tries to like wrench the hand and then dive at her, her own side again, that's a problem. But Maeve isn't trying to restrain and hold her. She doesn't want to make the panic worse, but she's just carefully going to try to keep the hand under some control.
I mean, with 2 successes in your strength, you have it. She's not exactly trying to, like, overturn your grapple or anything. If anything, do you ever see a predator that's being caught in the maw of a prey that's been caught in the maw of a predator and it plays dead? It
Mhm.
flops. Or it does something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally like watching that happen.
Oh, it's okay.
Like, she literally starts to just slide out. Like, I mean, it's like you have her by the hands, and I'm not saying you're like hurting her or anything. No. But she's literally just like, she's just like literally her legs kick out from under her, and she just kind of starts to flop.
You should probably try to just make sure she doesn't crumple to the floor and like hit her head or something.
I'm gonna say, like, with 2 successes, it's a smooth transition. You know what I mean? But I'll put it like this, babe. That was like, again, she's not trying to reach for it's literally like you just it again, the description is apt. You know, you see them, they kind of just go limp. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
And she has those, you know, like you have both her wrists. I'm gonna say, and it's just that the shaky lip quiver, the eyes like are bug-eyed, staring up at the ceiling. You know, it's literally like she's just paralyzed.
She's gonna do her best, especially having transitioned, probably having dropped with her to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to hold her in, trying to keep control of the hands, and just through the link is, I think I need Nola. She's trying to comfort her, trying to rub the arm, trying to stir a reaction. Just, you're okay. You're okay. You're safe. You're back at the Sept. You're okay. You're with friends. You're with family. Just trying to keep a constant audible connection.
Meanwhile, in the angry eating table,
Mm.
Fiuk, get Nula, get in there. She needs help.
If he, I mean, moves like a dart. Like, poof. Like the door doesn't wrench open, he just goes in.
Yeah, Sean is not going to pile into the room, but he's no longer going to be sitting in the sitting room. if
Yeah,
that
I'll
makes any
put
sense.
like the door is wide open. He's not exactly being subtle. Kara, and you can fully see what's going on.
Yeah.
You can fully see the description I've just done.
And you can hear as the door opens and Maeve's head's like whips around. It's just, she started reaching for the Brandon when I stopped her hand. This, and she just still looks over, and she, the guilt is plain.
He's like, okay, come on now, come on. You help me get her onto the bed.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
she's-
say between the two of you, your strength scores. I think Fiuk has like strength 3 at least. So
Oh, yeah.
you know,
between
it's just
two
very-
people, chances
it's
are
a
good.
very slow process though, because she's dead weight. She literally just turned herself dead weight. So you gotta like, oh, that's it. When do you let go of her hands?
I feel like she kind of has to help with the lifting, because each of them is probably going to take an arm and use that as one of the anchor points to help lift her up, like hooking under the arms. Once they lay her down, she probably holds on to the closer hand again, but the one that was threatening was the far one.
What's eerie? Her hands stay in the exact position you had them in. You know, that kind of held, and they just hold up there shaking before they eventually move down to her sides and kind of just keep turned upright. But they just, it's literally like you've just pushed a button and just pressed freeze. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't go for the thing. She doesn't rapidly try. It's literally like she's just almost been like tasered in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when she holds the posture for a moment, she kind of glances at Fiuk.
He doesn't look angry with you. If anything, he just looks concerned. Like it's written on his face, concern. That's, and maybe the Ragabash is a bit angry, but it doesn't look like it's directed at you. Not really. You wouldn't gain. I'll give you that for free.
Has she done this before?
Kind of gives a look over. A variation, not to this extent, but the first time we tried to help her shower, it took us over like 4 hours. Nuala called it a panic attack.
What do we do?
You just gotta let her ride it out, you know? Make sure
Aw.
she's in a safe position, tucked in a warm place. We'll intermittently check on her. You just gotta, you know, it's sort of like letting the look over. It's like her mind overshot itself in panic. So imagine like a clock. You gotta, you know, kind of does a little twist of his hand. When you load up the spring, sometimes it takes a while to ratchet back.
Okay.
Just back away with me slowly. Kind of gestures with his hand like, come on.
She will. She will very slowly and carefully reach out to take the piece of paper. Take that with her. But we'll slowly back out with him.
Just don't make any loud. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nice and easy. Gonna close. He just seems like he does, like Cara, Maven, and Sean Watch. He does the most gentle door closes. That slow, like when you're like downstairs and you're trying not to wake everybody in the house. You just do the close.
Where you gently close it and then slowly release the knob.
Yeah, he just takes that couple of steps, like 1, 2, 3, and just okay.
Should we go outside to talk then?
Yeah. Points, to like the veranda.
Yeah. There's a very quick little nod, and she will clip right out that way, quick as you like.
Are Huey and Dewey following?
Kara
Yeah.
is following, definitely.
And Felix just again so carefully closing, like that's it. Come on, you slide door, you fucking Whew. And thumps his head against the door. Okay. Alright, you can, as long as you don't like roar frenzy or anything, we should be fine.
Okay. I did find out more about where the altar was.
Alright.
Sorry, as I'm pulling up various locations on the thing. She said I had to go to and pass the Foreman's Tower. I guess into the Barrow Glen, towards the walls, towards the areas that were attacked.
The Barrow Glen, you gotta move. It's the early stages of Sept, yes. But it's not. It'll lean over. Most of it isn't the Sept. We use it as a false cover.
She said I had to go past the Foreman's Tower and out and follow the bells, and then I would find his tower.
His tower. There's like you can see there's like an unnerved, like, oh, you know what I mean? I'll put it like this, because I imagine Sean and Fiat do the exact same thing.
Yeah, just like,
What?
That's when she
What?
started reaching for the brand.
I want to go to bed early.
Reaching for it.
I don't think she knew she was doing it, but when she started talking about his tower, the other arm just picked up and started reaching across her body, like she was going to start scratching and clawing at it. That's why I caught her hand, and that's why she froze up.
Kara makes the concern face, the thin lips pressed together, the finger in front of them.
That's why I kept holding her hands.
Oh, Jesus. That's probably where they did it, maybe.
Could be, or maybe that was her telling enough that she thought or believed that that was when it would open, and since it didn't do it on its own.
Yeah, Felix makes the Ragabashes angry and doesn't like it face. You know what I mean?
Then she kind of like cuts a little short, like you get the idea. They probably put in a catch-all. I'm just saying.
You think she was trying to hurt herself?
I don't think she was doing it on purpose. I don't think she knew she was doing it. She didn't look away. She didn't change anything else. It's like her hand was moving on its own. I think just like she couldn't say her own name and could only say mine, she had to do this even though it wasn't what she wanted. And when she started reaching for it, I freaked out. I put my hand in the way and caught hers, and she froze up and collapsed.
Is there anything else that stood out to you?
About what?
Listen
The-
here now, pointing at Kara. You don't be bringing that fucking heresy Brandon with that girl in.
Kara will put her hands up. I don't want I don't want anything bad to happen to Jane. I don't. But none of this is good. I'm just
Oh.
trying to get more information.
A minute ago, you were saying she was theirs. So excuse me for my tone.
Do like a hurt look over from Maeve, like what?
But she's the. He just pauses and just takes that, like, I'm going to not say what I should be saying because your Arun is there and your pack is there and there's just me. And everybody's angry and I'm angry and. Oh.
Fiuk,
Yeah.
do we know anything about who she is?
No. I have no fucking idea. I know she's got pure breed. It's pretty strong. Strong as mine.
It sounds like she had a pretty big family. Both parents, brothers, and sisters.
Oh, fucking Christ. Did she say how many?
She didn't number the brothers and sisters, but it was plural for both, meaning at least 2 of each. She said all of them were taken in the fires.
Jesus.
It
Wait
means
a
it's a pretty big family.
Yeah, which means we can trace the Fianna kin, right?
There's a quick nod. Exactly. I thought,
And we've have no one unaccounted for apart from the ones that were taken in the raid. So
how far would they have had to go to find kin that weren't ours?
see things. They could have intercepted kin on the way here.
Okay, does anyone have extended family that lives that far that they would have to travel back?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the glance. She's not going to ask, but he knows the question.
He swallows like, oh God. Oh no.
Who?
Colin McGowan. Scars on the mind.
Oh,
Some of his family are further up. I would say they'd be on the Mayo border. You know, the real. He leans in like the real farmland. They'd be about. They come down every year for Samhain.
and he's a Philodox.
Talking
so he might
Philodox
not
for the weird of the forest. From what I know, he starts to think his mind. Like you can see his mind is trying to process. Shit, that's 1, 2, 3. I heard him mention before he has 2 sisters and 3 brothers.
Could be. I think she said that she had more than one sister.
She could be she mightn't be his sister. I know that he said he had them and they had cousins, but that could be easily of his.
And how far out do they live?
Up north. Not like they're still in Galway. It's just further north. They travel up and down.
It does mean that they're roaming that far.
Yeah, it's something that we have been encouraging them to move in, but they're stubborn people. We've had many active things, but we can only spare so much resources as well.
Before we commit ourselves to this line of thought, is there any other way to determine heritage?
There could be, yeah.
Anything we would be able to do?
There are rights to it.
Yeah. That might be the best place to start before we start. Well, you
Get
know what I
people
mean.
concerned.
Yeah, this could be very fucking bad,
Tempers will flare, period.
depending on who it is. Yeah, fucking easily.
Any of
Jesus.
us. We're Fianna. This is
Yeah,
family,
no,
kin.
I mean, Christ, for all we know, she could be a fucking Macnessa.
Fuck me. I don't want to think about it.
She's not strong enough.
Okay,
Maybe she'd have to be as strong as Maeve, blood-wise.
let's.
I have the right of heritage. I can check, but it might not be a good idea to do it if breaking her finger will make things worse like she is right now.
Okay, well, you look behind him, and on cue. You know what I mean?
It's almost
Just-
like they're connected by brains.
Oh, look behind. Oh boy, I'm going to restart the theme.
get that theme. You better get that theme ready.
I'm
Which-
literally just hitting the fucking rerun thing.
Because if you thought Kara was Raya,
Royal.
I mean, imagine this face in the fucking like mirror, like you know the 2A, you know those I can't remember what they're called. The slide-in doors. Imagine that.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
Kara's posture immediately straightens.
There's
Like Fiat jumps in. I'll put it like this: Fiat turns and jumps about a proverbial mile because Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean?
there is like 2 seconds of that's a fancy overcoat.
Oh, that's a fine overcoat, Rory. I put it like this: Rory. I forgot to tell you Rory's height. Rory is 6'5", man. Rory's a big guy. Like he's about 230 pounds of muscle.
Jesus. Whew. Yeah, everyone turns at the same time and goes, "Ugh!"
The sliding door slowly opens, menacingly.
Laura.
Nula has explained some of the situation to me. It appears, judging by your candor, you have more information. The door closes with the shkunk.
Ugh.
Arms fold behind his back. Very fine riding clothes, Sean. Fine riding clothes. My God, man, this man dresses well. Hair's even slicked back and everything.
Even after riding, that's a trick.
You're goddamn right it is.
Like there you know what? Sean's been caught off guard just enough. It's not a bleeding sentence in the pack link, but just this murmur for the two of you. Why is he always so handsome?
Kara's eyes flit from Sean to Rory.
I
And back to
know. I don't know.
He is. Rory McTighe is that. You know what? Kara, I'll put it like this. I'll tell you Rory's appearance. Rory's appearance 4, Regal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Appearance
she's
4, Pure Breed 4.
No, Sean's right. Sean is right. He is.
Yeah.
He is very handsome.
In this case, I would just say that he's not like Sexton. No, Regal, Stag. Whoa.
Hmm
But then the voice answers then again. Unless I'm mistaken, and then I will have to ask questions. Fiach, Sean, Maeve, Kara.
No, you're right, Brad. I am not sure how much of it you were told, Maria.
Why don't you give me the debriefing, Maeve. That way there is no longer any confusion. I know enough to the point where someone believed that she was theirs. They are sorely mistaken.
Oh, oh.
I hope you appreciated that zoom in. I'm sorry.
Bob's like crying over there. Jesus Christ.
So, while I will not yell, and I understand the concern of heresy all too well, he looks at Kara not angry because he's like, you know what? I'm not angry. I suspected heresy.
There's
We-
there's this look on Kara's face like, oh, if I knew if anyone would understand, it would be you.
The look simply
Cousin.
says, Senpai.
Yes.
However, we will not needlessly brand a known survivor of the filth without due process. So, Maeve winces because boom,
So, as he rolls around and stares, "Bleh."
Maeve
Panic talking.
Macfion. I understand your alpha will be eager for you to report to me, but I would like to hear your candence, as you have, after all, done what I asked most as well. Fiak is now screeching at me in the back link, panically. Fiak's like, why you gotta fuck me, you big...
Why you gotta out me like that?
Why you gotta fuck me, man?
Yes, Rhea, of course. In speaking to her, and I suppose we will keep calling her Jane, she was only able to say and use my name. No other names, just mine. She told me that she was meant to find me, to see me, and to know my name. To the point that I had to write it for her, to comfort her in thinking that she had done what she needed to. She actually kind of just gingerly picks up the paper and holds it out like, you could have this, I suppose, if you want to, Mr. Giant Man. As you can see, she started writing herself until the pencil broke.
Hmm.
But yeah, she offers it over. I managed to talk her through, and she said that once she found me, I had to go to the altar, and that I would know where it was. And then that she would, well, I suppose that was later, but in clarifying that once I went to the altar, I would meet the queen, and that she would take my blood to end a curse, that she would take us all back.
Hmm.
Not a lot of clarification on how exactly, but that she would use my blood to do it, and then
With
that I would become a
baseless
remnant.
Heresy.
What heresy?
Baseless heresy.
Here's a nod. And that the queen would make me a remnant. I asked what happened to her once this was done, and she said that the brand on her body would open up and that she would bleed out and be left as nothing but me. I think I've managed to convince her that she is worth more than that, Rhea, but she's very stuck in what she's been told. It's like her mind's trapped in a corner.
Hmm.
I asked her after a bit of talking how I would find this altar, because while she had said that I would know where it was, I didn't. She told me that I would walk past the foreman's tower. She kind of nods in the appropriate direction, and I would walk out and past broken walls, broken walls, and I would find his tower. I would follow the bells. I would hear them ringing, and when she spoke of his tower, she started reaching for the brand, and I was scared that she would hurt herself. That is what cut our conversation short, Raya.
I see. This is disturbing news.
The little head bob, like, yeah, it is. Ugh.
We will have to investigate this information. I am not doubting your validity, but we will have to be sure. I will discuss this with the True Catcher to make sure that this is a variant of what you are saying. It's not, again, it's better to be sure. What surprises you always about Rory is he's so fucking polite about his shit sometimes.
Yeah, she's honestly, she doesn't look offended either. It's very open faced, and she's like, no, of course. Whatever has to be done.
Yes.
Just before you arrived, Rhea, we were discussing means of finding out what family she belongs to.
I see. And what have you gleamed anything looking at Maeve directly? Like, because he's assuming, oh, you found it. Yeah, it's a simple assumption.
I only found out at least the minimum size of her family, Raya. They were all taken in fire. She didn't give me exact numbers. She mentioned that her mother, her father, her brothers and sisters, meaning at least 2 of each, were taken in fire. She kind of trails off as fucking Rory intensifies, like, ugh. God damn it. Fucking magnificent. God damn it. Why? You've ruined your own character. Why would you do this?
I didn't ruin my own character. P&E.
I will P&E. Ugh.
Do it.
I'm gonna.
You wanna.
I do want it.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Oh, that's 3.
Taken by fire, you say. You know what I mean? It's literally the eye look he gives, like, oh. Not angry with her, but the supreme level of rage coursing through that man's body.
You know, she opens her mouth to make sure he knows all of the important stuff, and she sees the rage, and she just closes her mouth again because, oh, Jesus, he's pointed at her right now. Nope.
I see. Then we will ensure that whoever has done this will be broken. I did not say you could speak. Oh, I wasn't ready. Oh.
That's everything I needed it to be.
Okay, are we all alive again after that? Jesus. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Why is this the fucking VIP? Oh my god.
Oh, okay. So, yes, Rory says that with the sharpness that probably even sends Fiac and Sean back up against the wall, because even Maeve like take a step back like whoa.
Sean's already at the wall. All right, he's got nowhere to go.
Imagine Cara nearly like snaps in half by just I'll put like the power behind it.
Yep. There's that step back, you head down. My apologies, Raya.
Like I was saying, Macfion, I will expect you to carve their skull open with your claw as serviceable punishment for their foul deeds to this family. I will expect nothing less from one of your storied bloodline.
Yes, right.
There will be no mercy, no compassion, no compromise to them, even their kin.
Understood. Right.
Good. Now, despite the tragic circumstances, do we know who they possibly are? Now you may speak, girl.
Maeve was just telling us she knows the rite of heritage, but is unsure if pricking Jane's finger to take blood now would be wise. And
Sorry.
She is in a state, Raya.
A state.
Does it need to be fresh blood, Maeve?
I have to draw a drop of blood with the silver needle.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to. Okay.
It has to be done during.
Sonia, bring the children inside.
Ugh.
Oh,
Oh God.
Sonia in the background, like, sorry.
But she's in a state of distress, Raya, and I don't know if pricking her finger would potentially make the trauma worse.
Nod. Noted. Arun,
Raya,
what is your opinion of this? As the alpha of... He just looks at Maeve and Cara, these two. Again, he's not with contempt, it's just the way Rory speaks sometimes. It's just very like,
this entire thing was a trap designed to elicit an emotional response. Once this person delivered this message and died so very horribly in front of us, we would be infuriated. We would go wherever we felt we needed to go to face the enemy, and we would be set upon. What we've done is interrupt the process. I still think this place is a battlefield of their choosing. I still think that the fight will be difficult, but we have the advantage to approach it with a calmer head.
like a nod. Yeah, he seems thinking for a while. Yeah, I wouldn't say a while. There's like a couple of heartbeats, I'll put it like, because fuck it, that's what it feels like to you guys at this point. Like doom doom. Oh shit, we're still thinking, you know? That is sound judgment. Very well. We will have to approach this carefully and cautiously with this kinfolk. Of course, they are the most important resource to us. However, In times like this, we must do matters delicately. So, I will have the Arun, if necessary, to keep her steady while Maeve administers the needle. I will have the Galliard do her job and offer words of comfort and soothing, as all Galliards should be able to do to traumatize kin. For that is what we are dealing with, not a heretic, but a victim.
Kara will nod silently.
And Fiaku will be there. She seems to have a fondness for you. I cannot see why. Fiak just looks at him like, why you gotta hurt me all the time? Fiak, we're gonna look over and just look at Fiak like, perhaps it's your dashing hair.
Was that levity?
Was that a joke?
Even Sean's looking over to the side like that, like he can't quite understand if this is a joke or not.
Yeah. Fiak does a smile like, oh yeah, the looks at Sean like, ha 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 ha. Laugh for the love of God, laugh. Do you know what I mean? For the love of God, that's
God.
holy. Do you know what I mean?
It is the most fucking wooden James Sunderland from Silent Hill 2 laughter, like ha ha ha.
Oh God, he's so fucking intimidating. And hang on, I've actually got a gif of Rory slightly smirking.
I don't even know who this actor is.
It's Henry Cavill.
Oh God, why is he so unrecognizable every time he has facial hair?
I don't
I
know.
don't understand.
I don't know. Yes. Anyway, joy aside, we should proceed. Maeve, do you have what you need?
I would probably need to get a silver needle from one of the other there, just right.
I will ask Nula. She is calmer now, but I will still not bring her in for. Just looks over at Kara. Did that. With the look of, you know what you did.
Yes, she does.
So I will get it for you.
Thank you, Raya.
There is no thanks needed. Walks inside.
Ooh.
Sean deflates like the last sad party balloon at a 4-year-old, 3-year-old's birthday.
Jake's just in the background like, why does he? Oh, he's in a good mood, which is.
New.
Oh no, he's in good moods. They're just. Never
Oh.
know when they come around.
Oh, I've rarely been the witness
well.
to them. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder. Looks over. I wonder why.
I tend to bring in.
Oh no, I wonder why.
no.
No.
I do tend to bring in mixed results. That tends to be the case.
Oh, well, I wouldn't. And Sean, I can't imagine why with some of the antics you guys not have gotten up to. Oh no.
I didn't know. I got along with the other fella just fine.
Oh yeah, but everyone gets along with the big man.
That's true.
It's hard not to get on with the big man. How come you not?
It
get on with
is.
him? You've met his
Oh,
wife.
no, I've met his wife. She's lovely.
Yeah. So if you didn't get on with the big man, I do you know what? I don't know.
I'd have to look at my life. I'd have to re-examine things.
You have to get married.
That's a ways off.
Do you know she has about 50 sisters?
It's a ways off. I'm
I
young.
mean, I could set you up with them. 50 of
I,
them. 50.
I believe that you could set me up with all 50 of them somehow, Fiuk.
Oh, they'd like a big guy like you. Nice cheekbones.
I'm sure they would.
And
I'm
you've
sure,
got-
as he just starts
and
to
you've got-
recover his wolves.
You've got the nice little hair flick too. The little
I-
like cool like rock star hair flick. You know, oh, they love that.
I believe you, but that's far off. I'm not going
Oh.
to think about marriage until a few years from now.
Oh well, you know, I will tell Mary, and
Please don't do that.
Mary that you know you're an available candidate.
Please never do that.
Well, you don't like Mary, and Mary?
I have never met Mary, and Mary. But like I said, the marriage, that's far off for me.
Ah, you be fine. You're a young fella yet. Pats his shoulders. He's walking inside.
Sean just
Who
rubs his
knows?
face.
You could be sweethearts like Kara. And he opens the door again, like, oh.
Oh, don't kill me inside like that. He goes inside.
And Rory emerges again, like, oh fuck! Why do you keep doing that?
Huh.
This is what you need. With a gloved hand, he hands it over.
Yep, she takes it. She's in breed, so she'll be fine.
I will be watching in case Sean needs any assistance.
Gershon. Ugh.
But like that, he doesn't say anything. He just fucking stares at you like it's the nonverbal. Well, get going.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he fucking stare intensifies. She's like,
Yeah.
man, look at my wrist. It's time to do it right.
Look at my wrist. You don't wear a watch, but look at my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in. Fiak does a little strategic like fox dance of I'm in the background. Hi. And you all, how are you guys approaching this Scooby Gang?
Okay.
Because this image with this picture looks hilarious. Because you all walk in, look at her, she looks back at you. No, it would be hilarious if she did that, but no, she's traumatized, lying on the bed, staring up the ceiling.
She hasn't gotten up yet. Be
Yeah.
so scary if she was already like, I'm fine.
Hello there.
Or,
Just faints. No.
I mean, it'd make it real easy if she
Rises
fainted,
up
but
like the
no.
Undertaker. Sean's just like, I'm out. Close the door.
Look, we don't have any Black Furies here to do magic Pegasus
Mhm.
trauma scrubs.
She just rises up like the Undertaker, and Sean's like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Just walks out and doesn't
Yeah.
come back.
I didn't
I-
sign up for this, guys. I'm leaving
I ain't
the country.
I ain't a Philodox pie. Like, but no, instead, Sean is not going to lay hands on her at this juncture, which I'm sure everyone's
Mhm.
thankful for. Instead, it's one of those things where he will be at the head of the bed because that will be the easiest for him to lean over and take control of her arms and like her upper body for that matter. If she starts going like real fucking crazy,
Okay.
like if she starts thrashing or something, that way he can just kind of clamp down. But he does not want to prematurely lay hands on this traumatized woman.
Well, all right. Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead.
And Kara will carefully position herself so that she can face Jane without Jane having to see the scarred side of her face.
Okay. And Mavelus.
Mavelus will look probably honestly to Sean because he's the one who will have to react if it gets something out of her. Once I draw the blood, I have to sing to the ancestors for an answer. If the prick of the finger doesn't wake her up, the song might, just so you know what to expect.
Okay, well, I'm in a position to keep anything too active from happening if it comes to that. But I don't want to kickstart that by laying hands on her right this second.
She gets a very small nod. And yeah, once the others are all in a position, she will lean around Kara, and carefully retrieve one of the hands, just pulling back a bit of the blanket. She already was laying them kind of weirdly palm up, so with the silver needle, we'll go to get that needle prick and get a bit of the blood so that she can step back and begin singing to the ancestors. Ooh.
So, Carol, are you doing anything while this happens? Saying anything, doing anything?
Kara will she'll lean in and just whisper very softly to her.
How are you leaning in?
Like,
I put you in a box. No,
no. She's not. She's getting closer to.
I'll put you in a blue. Sean's like, what is? Sorry.
Here comes the giant fist!
Wes's
gotta be
background
Rory's
noise
kid.
makes Wes's background noise
Hold
makes it so
on.
much more intimidating. I will put you in a box, you little lady. No. It's like, Cara, that's the opposite of helpful.
Okay, I'm back. So Kara, she's not like leaning over Jane. She's getting close to Jane's ear, so she can whisper softly. Jane, I want you to think of the beach. I want you to think of the way the waves sound when they wash over the shore. I want you to think about how the sun looks on the surface of the water, how the seabirds cry. I want you to think about the way the sun looks setting over the horizon when you're looking out of the ocean. I want you to think about that and focus on that, okay?
Give me charisma expression. You will get your you will get your pure breed, but it's going to be difficulty 8 because of what happened with the panic attack.
Okay.
but that's why you get to roll. 'Cause otherwise,
Yay!
because you mentioned certain triggers, because otherwise you just would have just auto failed. But now you get to roll difficulty 8.
Oh boy. Okay. That's 3 successes.
All right. So that's good. Maeve, her hand does not retract. She does not buck. Not yet, anyway.
All right. Maeve will do her best to make this as quick as possible without stabbing her straight through the fucking hand. Would you like me to just roll the right, or do I need to roll anything else for delicately getting that blood without triggering her too much?
Give me a dexterity, a wits melee.
Oh, I don't have melee, so this will be
Oh, Jesus.
tragic.
Fucking stabs her in the face. Ah! No,
I mean, on the bright side, I'm not even in the right area for the face. So,
Stab
you
my
know,
fucking face!
Just for the love of God, don't botch.
don't say that. Why would you say that before I've rolled?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's +1 diff, so it'll be diff 7 because you melee.
Why
unfortunately.
would you say that? Oh,
I think you have a good wits pool, so you should be fine.
I have a good wits pool.
Ah,
I didn't botch.
I fail. I mean, it just means that actually, a fail is a perfect illustration of a fail. Is when you kind of lightly prick something, but the skin is a bit too coarse and it doesn't really do the job you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'll represent as a fail.
Essentially, she's so worried about doing damage that she doesn't
Yeah.
actually break the skin properly.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hurt her. It doesn't hurt Jane in any way. It just, nothing happens. That's, I think, is the best illustration of a fail.
Okay. Takes a second and just sucks the breath in. Like, I could do this. I could do this without making some poor girl cry. I could totally do this. Ugh. She'll take a second to suck in the breath, steady herself, and try again. At least thinks to roll the finger a little bit, so this time she's going for kind of the side of the finger instead of right for the fucking pad, that you use for everything and would be the hardest place to draw blood. Oh. Really?
Nope.
I
Still
can't make
fail
up
though.
These rolls.
Still a fail though, so we're not in the danger zone. Maybe Maeve is just Maeve is so nervous about doing it.
She is really freaked out about traumatizing this girl further, especially with the state she's in.
I'm going to say you can do one more roll before Kara needs to make another roll. Actually, you just need one more roll. We're going to see what happens because all the calming in the world, eventually Sean is going to probably have to do something. But we'll see what happens with this roll.
Well, you know what? This time, again, there's the suck in the breath and the calm herself down because she's making herself upset. And this time she'll splay the thumb out and go for the fleshy bit because you know what? That if that has any fucking callus on it, she's doing something wrong. And this time, may I spend a willpower?
Unfortunately not, but
Oh,
I'm sorry. Oh,
of course,
no.
because it's diff 7.
It's a fail. It's a fail. Oh, it's a fail. Okay. For a split second, I thought you bossed. I was like, oh, shit.
No,
No.
I've got it. I just...
No. Actually, you know what? Just to be fair to Maeve, this is what's happening. John, roll me your strength. Difficulty 7, please.
Okay.
we'll keep this a bit interesting. Maybe this is the reason why Maeve fails.
Do.
Okay. So Sean, you managed to keep hold of her. It's just when Maeve goes in for the third time, you have to kind of readjust your position, and you see her. She's you when you see someone locking up, and you almost like it kind of pains you to keep that arm straight, but you see the arm as it's shaking. You know what I mean? Like it's shaking with fright. And what Sean will start to realize is she's aware, but she's too afraid to even properly fight, really. And plus, you got a big, powerful grip. Like, you're strength 4.
Maeve, you're going to have to rip the Band-Aid off on this one.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Jane, I am so sorry. Yeah, fuck it. She's gonna have to full commit because she needs to get the blood and have it done. This is actually worse than just doing it properly. Are you there, Butt?
Yeah, I'm waiting on the roll.
Oh, okay. I was not sure if I'm just making the same roll again.
Yeah, please make the same roll again. I'll put this
God.
because of I will be nice, and I will say you can make this because of the added help and what you're doing. I will make this difficulty 6.
Oh, please, God. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, even if it was raised, if you still got 1, you get it. And I believe it's standard roll. Success reveals.
Would you like me to roll the right now?
Yeah, roll the right now. Yeah, please.
Okay. So rolling the right. May I spend for the right?
I'll let you spend for the right. Yes, because rights.
Okay.
I rights are a bitch.
They are. They're all just base diff 7 at the very least. All right, spending. Why would you do that? There we go. So with the willpower, it is 3 successes. As you know, once Maeve has the blood on the needle, she lifts it in front of her, steps back from the bed, and yeah, she begins singing. Ironically, she may not know, you know what, just for artistry, Maeve doesn't know Gaelic, but she knows certain memorized songs. I don't know what brand it would be, but it's something old enough to call to ancestors, singing out to them, asking for them to answer.
Mm-hmm.
So with 3 successes, in theory, she would get as far back as her great-grandparents, but only direct line up. It's not going to tell her about siblings, any of that. But it'll at least give her names for 3 generations of parents.
Okay. That's what you're singing, Maeve. Because like every non-Irish person even knows this. Because this is an old ass fucking Irish song.
Ooh, what this?
Orisha the Vahawa is a battle cry. It was used in the Jacobite cause, and it's been around since like 1745.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh, yeah. So she sings out to the ancestors and tries to, ply them for answers to know who this child is, who she's tied to. And
Okay, so was it 3 successes? So
it'd be her parents, her grandparents, and her great-grandparents.
her great-grandparents, one of them was known as her grandfather was known as Grania Sea Queen McGowan.
Yep. She will begin, probably as she's getting answers, reciting the answers out
Does it
loud.
gives rank and shit and like
One second. In theory, I mean, it says their heritage, so all things considered, if you want to dub it that way, you could.
well, that is an Athro Galliard.
Oh,
Her grandfather was Desmond Ironbreaker on McGowan, Orun, Adrian. Her father was a kinfolk. Named Sean McGowan.
all right. And then I will let you determine the base of this because it says you can ask questions, one question per thing, and the
says,
answer will
yeah.
be accurate, but it has to be within the number of generations revealed.
Yes.
Would she be able to ask something like what the closest living guru relative is, or would that be too broad to the side?
I think no. In this generation, I think definitely qualify.
All right. So she'll begin reciting the names and then finally, whisper back because this is essentially being whispered by ancestors into her ears. So she tips her head and murmurs back, asking, "What is this girl's closest living Garu relative?"
Let me guess. Full name. Callum Scars of the Mind. Callum Scars of the Mind McGowan, her second cousin. Foster and Hamid Fianna Photladox.
Up, and she will again speak it to the room, the whole thing, and then tip back for the second question to ask, "What is this girl's name?"
Ashley McGowan. I will get the full name for you.
Oh,
They'll actually say her middle name, so let me make sure I have the right spelling of it. Because Irish names be fucking tricky like that.
very tricksy.
There you go. Ashley Neve McGowan.
So she states this to the room as well, because if nothing else, Fioka's in there, and I'm sure he will put that to use immediately. And then we'll say, softly, can I ask one more question about her family?
I mean, you have 3.
Yep. So she is stating aloud in case Rory
No.
mostly in case Rory has a particular interest.
Rory, let's the Theurge do the Theurge thing. He doesn't ask. He's watching you, studying you, Maeve.
She licks her lips and finally turns to ask, "Do any of this girl's immediate household still live?"
No.
Oh.
There is one reply that says no, 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 and they shouldn't live.
Yeah. She accepts it. The face falls, but that is her 3 questions. And with that, she will probably sing a bit more, thanking them and dismissing them.
How is the room taking that? 'Cause she did spoke out loud.
She did.
Kara looks conflicted. She it, it's a relief to her to know who this girl is, know she has family, but to hear her immediate family isn't alive and shouldn't live, that's heartbreaking and concerning.
Yeah. I'm sad, man. The whole thing.
What about Maeve?
That last answer was pretty soul crushing, but it's one of those things where she doesn't really let it bleed too far. I mean, it shows a bit in her eyes and her expression, but she finishes what she's doing, and when she's finally done, that's when it falls the rest of the way, and she wipes the needle clean and finally goes to first offer it back to Rory before she comes anywhere near that bed again.
You'll take it. He looks grim, like they all look. Everybody looks grim.
And she will ease back towards the bed because, oh, poor Ashley. And she knows she's scared, but she does reach out and again, just as she did before when she was talking to her, just touches the back of her hand. I'm glad to learn your name, Ashley.
There is a kind of just eerie silence. She just says very softly, I must find Maeve MacFionn.
Well, that does it. Now there's tears.
Yeah, Rory just kind of gives the nod, like, all right, come on. Every last one of you, come on. You too, Big Arun. Come on, out we go.
Yeah, he leaves.
Yeah, Maeve just putters out like, oh, that's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, there's no argument from Kara.
This will be a difficult thing to broach. I will discuss it with Callum's Alpha. Just is a reasonable man.
It's a nod. Just acceptance. Pure mute acceptance.
But we now have a lead. I will need your people to recuperate and take the time to ease whatever attempts from these spirals to worry your mind is done. We will make them pay.
Again, more noddles. This time a little more firmly.
He puts his hand on Maeve, who's crying, and he leans down. We will make them pay. No more tears. Not until vengeance has been given.
The lips roll in as she gives yet another nod, but this time reaches up and, scrubs the tears off her cheeks. It's one of those things where it's like the eyes welled up until there was just spillover. It's not anything dramatic yet, but she does. She just scrubs them off her cheeks. Yes, Raya.
Just gives a nod. Now go and rest. I want to hear of anything else other than that.
Oh. And yeah, she agrees, and I mean, pretty much as soon as the hand comes off of her, she'll start that I'm totally composed putter towards the door.
Yeah, I'm assuming the other two leave or...
Yeah.
Kara she'll give a proper goodbye before she leaves.
Kara,
Raya?
wait a moment.
Yes, Raya.
There is something that needs to be said. He waits till Sean awkwardly leaves and Fiach awkwardly leaves, so it's just you and Big Rory. And how be Kara looking?
She looks a little like she is obviously nervous, but she's trying to stand proud and confident. But she doesn't look Rory in the face. Her eyes are down off to the floor.
These things will need a delicate hand more than you will realize. These things will need time. The enemy is counting on us to immediately punish each other. While this girl has a suspicion, she is from a family that has been crippled, much like our own was. The McNamara heretic has done that. I would ask you the next time to think with this. He points at her head before adding what beats in this.
I will do so, Raya. And when it is appropriate, when you feel it is appropriate, I would like to apologize to your packmates for upsetting them.
Earn the apology. They do not believe it. Earn it. You have apologized enough. People think it is a one-trick pony. Earn it.
Yes, Raya.
That would be my advice.
earn the right to apologize. You have already shown that you are dedicated to the cause with your wound. Now earn the right to be standing amongst your brothers and sisters. Earn the right to be proud.
I will, Raya. She straightens her, squares her shoulders. Her eyes do look up to his face now.
He just watches you.
That remains to be seen. Now go. You have a job to do.
Yes, Raya. And she, again, gives a polite bow and turns to leave.
You guys want to end it there?
Yeah.
You got the button, bud.